Hey, what's up guys? All right, so this next video I'm gonna cover a move, a very controversial move, right? On what the name of this move is, but it doesn't really matter because moves are moves. And I guarantee some Russian guy did this in the 70s, probably with shoes on in a Sambo tournament, right? But, disclaimer, it is a very dangerous move. So, take heed to that precaution when you're, training with your partners. Like, this is something that you don't wanna just put on real fast and then rip, just like any other submission, just like if I was finishing Kimura, I'm not gonna pull it up and just rip the guy's arm and shoulder off, right? Same with this move, right? So check it out, all right? Now this happens most of the time when you're in 50-50. This is where I like to do this position from, right? And when you're in 50-50, right? Look how Sid's crossing his legs, that's important, right? If you go straight, like if you go for like the triangle position like this, you're in trouble, right? And a couple things from there. One, I can escape my own leg. Usually from here, especially if there's any type of slippage going on, I can just pull my heel down and then I can start to pull my leg across and then maybe attack his legs, right? I can get up and start looking for something, or I can just start feeding my leg in, maybe going for here, something, right? And I can attack toe holds and other moves, right? So what you could do with this foot is you can look for a toe hold here, and I know there's the famous Russian toe hold, which I'm not even sure exactly still how Zach used to do that piece, but his arms were so long that he was able to get his arms across and grab a hold of it, right? And then he was the same thing. It was a very quick, dangerous move, and usually when you're in 50-50, if both guys are going for leg locks, it's a shootout, right? You're both going, right? Usually I would like to, before I start attacking his legs, make sure mine are safe. And then I want to start going after his arms somehow. How can I hold this guy down? Or how can I put him on pause for a few seconds so that way I can get a good attack at his legs? Or start to figure out how I'm going to escape and then separate his legs and then get out of this piece, right? But I need to make sure that I'm safe first, right? So I might be, battling here with Sid. I might be playing with his arms and he's looking for my heels, right? And this Marvin taught me, right? He calls it the X break, right? And I would just cross my feet on his arm, right? Now, a disclaimer with this move, sometimes against really big guys, I won't go for it on them because people always think that they can crank your legs out. If the guy's about my weight, like 155, 145, right? I may be over exaggerating how big I am, right? He probably can't finish me. My legs are strong enough. So he might try and it might hurt a little bit, but I could take enough pain to then I can separate his legs, go for a heel hook, right? Or whatever move I want to go for, right? But he's probably going to get his arm out, so I only have a few seconds. I can't hang out there, right? If I have really strong legs and the guy's got small arms or some shit like that, he might not be able to go ahead. He might not be able to get his legs through. He's not going to get his arm out. And then from here, I can start to attack, right? And when I go for this one, right, I'm going to lay my head down. I don't know. He might put a hard triangle on here, right? But yeah, like this. So I can really get a hold of his foot. Right, and what I do is I get my head right up on his shin and instep like this, right? I'm gonna reach my arm across and then I just grab onto his heel like this. I'm grabbing onto my tricep with this one, right? And then from here, what I do is I turn it like as if I'm doing a heel hook. Now I don't have it's a weird move because I don't really have anything on his knee. I don't have any control over it whatsoever, right? Now, sometimes I would also use this just to get the guy to let go of the 50-50 and I can start to escape because I don't wanna play heel hooks with some guys, right? And then from here I start to turn. And then some people will tap, some people will not, right? If you do this in a competition and you really rip on it, you could hurt someone, right? Just to let you know, right? So, especially if the other person's unaware of what's happening, right? And then from here, maybe I start to do this and he just kind of opens his legs somehow and then I can open my legs and get my legs in and maybe start to come up and attack, right? So do that one more time. I don't have to put the X break in. But just, you don't need to have that. I just like to have that to give myself a few seconds to be able to start to work, right? So again, I'm crossing my ankles, I'm reaching underneath. And this is also good if you want to start undoing his leg tie here, right? If I want to start like opening up his legs, pulling this across and maybe going for something else, that's cool too, right? But if he keeps his legs real taut, right, that even makes it worse. And then right from here, I just skadoosh, right? You just gun it. Right, and then take that piece. Most of the time the guy's gonna let go or he's gonna end up tapping it, right? So Sid, you wanna do, let's switch legs. You wanna do one of me real quick? Right, on this foot. Right, so a lot of people ask me, right, and this is really why I wanted to do this video. A lot of people ask me what they would do defensively wise, right, to stop this. Well, first of all, I don't wanna be flexing my foot at all, right? If I flex my foot, right? If I flex my leg and make it strong, go ahead, and he goes to turn it, I can really feel it in my ankle and knee, right? So if I was here, right, I just want to keep my legs nice and loose, right? So go ahead, he tries to finish it, and I can take a little bit more, right? And then maybe I can get my leg in there and separate it and get back to a better defense, right? It's the same idea. Put me in high heel real quick and do the thing we call the Farasabi, right? It's the same idea here, right? I've been put in this position a lot by Thor, and a couple of guys at our school are pretty good at it, right? It's a way to control the person's foot. So now it's kind of like, it's hard for me to just use yield honey hole escape, right? I'm in way deeper trouble now. Now the game, when he's in this position, is can he get to the heel hook before I can get my knee out, right? Can he get his body over, or can I roll out of it and roll into the crowd or some shit like that, or he's able to get in, maybe I can't get my knee out. So instead of fighting it and flexing my foot real hard, I just let my leg real loose, right? And then it doesn't feel as much pressure. Like if I straighten my leg and try to boot and he hips in, he could finish me there for sure. Or he could at least put some damage on my knee that I have to move, and then by that time, you know, I'm not gonna be able to hold on. He'll probably end up getting a heel hook. I just let my leg real loose, right? Go ahead, pull it in, right? So the looser I leave my leg, makes it a little bit harder for him to finish me. So I feel it's the same position in that 50-50, right? When he goes to finish that, right? When he goes underneath, I just have to let my leg very loose, maybe go with it a little bit, try to attack, you know, maybe attack one on him or just try to get my legs out. But I just keep your leg as loose as possible, right? So there's some defensive tips for you too, right? So I don't know what to call that, but I learned it as the Magala. And so shout out to Magala, and I think, you know, like I said, every move that's new is old again. So I like, you know, dudes naming moves too. Like I'm gonna start renaming the arm triangle to the Zach squeeze. So be ready for that video next.